emperor is the very archetype of what Carl Jung called the animus. He is the perfectly developed male type on the paths of the tree of life, opposite the archetype of the anima, which is the empress. The emperor is precise and firm, applying a mathematically measured reason to all things. However, he does not wield a sword, nor is he in battle. The emperor, more often than not, and is here only shown in profile. That's because it is impossible for one to know the totality of the emperor while in this earthly existence. In this card, the emperor is the embodiment of the greatest emperor in world history, Alexander the Great. Alexander, even having conquered many lands and peoples, was a lenient and humane ruler. Relatively speaking, of course, based on the standards of the time. The emperor wears the horns of Zeus Ammon and holds a royal scepter. The scepter represents authority, judgment, and most importantly, respect. Next to the emperor is the golden eagle of Zeus. Not only did Alexander the Great associate with Zeus Ammon, the ram is also a symbol of Aries, the ruling sign of the emperor card. The eagle shows the emperor as powerful and royal. And also because eagles are often seen in sunlight, they symbolize being pure and courageous. Eagles are also known for their excellent vision, reflecting the notion that the emperor sees it all. So how fitting it is that Alexander's symbol was the Virginia sun. This sun has 16 points, 4 of which represented the elements: fire, air, water, and earth, and by extension, the 4 suits of the tarot. The other 12 were attributed to the 12 signs of the zodiac. The number 4 is prominently featured as the number of foundation and stability. It is the first number of the tarot that gives solid steadiness to shapes. Shapes can now stand on their own, just like the emperor given laws. The emperor represents the abstract principles of creation and universal laws. He is the very representation of aggressive male sexuality, the drive to conquer and domineer. The emperor is the equivalent of leadership, responsibility, self-control, discipline, and focus. Once we have set out on our spiritual path goals with the magician and connected with the soul in high priestess, tasted love inside with the emperors, we must take responsibility for our lives and actions in the emperor stage. There is nothing timid or subtle about the emperor, and that is precisely the message he brings. We must stand for something, otherwise we live for nothing. The transition from the emperors to the emperor also involves fostering a discipline on our spiritual journey. There are potentially many distractions in the world, and we learn self-discipline and focus on this path. The emperor is the very presence of God on earth. He is God's anointed. He is shown in profile, therefore asserting his status as the divine, both meaningful and beyond human comprehension. And it's very fitting that his element is fire, because it's this fiery anointed of God that is going to rule the universe. It is this fire that will drive the emperor to go forward and conquer.